Good morning. Welcome this Monday morning to Some Good Seeds. Boy, just a wonderful verse for us to consider this morning. A good seed to plant in our hearts. 1 Samuel 14, 1 Chronicles 4, 2 Corinthians chapter 13 are my verses, our chapters. And the verse is 1 Samuel chapter 14, verse number 6. Here, listen to what this says. Then Jonathan said to the young man who bore his armor, "Come, let us go over to the garrison of these uncircumcised. It may be that the Lord will work for us, for nothing restrains the Lord from saving by many or by few." What a great heart this young man Jonathan had. You just have to love this guy. He saw something that his father never quite got a grip on. He had become, Saul, very self-absorbed and selfish with the power that he had as king. Jonathan, on the other hand, had obviously grown in his faith and his trust in the Lord. So much so that in faith, he launched out in trust of the Lord because of the oppression of the garrison of the Philistines. Israel had suffered under Saul's reign, but God now has a plan and a purpose in bringing deliverance to them. This is when Jonathan began to strike out and see if the Lord would be with him. And of course, we all know the account. And the beauty of this whole thing is that in these words, that it is not impossible, or for nothing restrains the Lord from saving with many or by few. Oh my, what a grip he had on the power and the greatness of God. He saw through all of that. He called this whole idea of trusting God with this young man. And you got to love the armor bearer that goes with him, because he's going to go with him and said, "I'm with you, heart and soul, do whatever you think is good." But Saul, on the other hand, is seeking to rule with threats and the superficial spirituality. He had called for the Urim and Thummim to get an answer from God to see what he should do when there was this uproar in the Philistine camp, and God didn't answer. And so he had the priest withdraw his hand, and he made the decision as to what he was going to do. All the while, Jonathan is out there challenging the Philistines, and he kills 20 or so of them in just a little small space, and they get all excited and fearful about that, and they're trembling, and the ground is trembling, and all this stuff is taking place. And so they try to find out what's going on. But then the Israelites bring about a great victory in the whole thing as a result of that. So the point of all that is that Jonathan knew what God could do, trusted what God could do, and he saw that nothing could restrain God with many or few to save the children of Israel. He trusted in that. Oh man, may the Lord give us a heart like that when we are faced with circumstances and situations that we just don't know quite what to do. May we have a heart to trust the Lord to bring about victory with many or few, because God is able. That's the great thing. Greater is he who is in us than he who is in the world, so that we can win victory after victory through the promises of God. Amen. I pray that's an encouragement to you today. May the Lord richly bless you as you trust God and to understand nothing can restrain the hand of God. Amen.